Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything tabletop role-playing games.
And today we're venturing to the outer plane of Arcadia.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shout out to the
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
Hey, Brian.
Hey Will.
How you doing today?
Oh, I'm so pumped. We're doing an Atlas Exteris.
I know, yeah.
Sweep me up. Take
I'm
me
going to do
away.
my best.
Get me out of this material form and take me to Arcadia.
I will take you to a higher place.
If you don't have an Arcadia in your fantasy stuff, you skipped a trope.
Well, I was perusing our catalog, Brian, and I discovered a gross oversight on our part.
Oh no.
Not including settings such as Planescape, Dragonlance, Spelljammer, and Eberron, our last proper Atlas Exteris episode was over a year ago.
It feels like that inside too.
Mhm.
Like there's a hole.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plane-sized hole in my body.
An infinitely sized hole.
Oh God, don't. We need to. Oh God, I don't know what to say here.
It was the Gehenna episode, by the way.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
I
if you
do
remember
remember
which
that.
one it was.
I do remember that.
The last one was 2 years. 2 years before that was the last one.
That's bonkers.
Yes, it was
I
hard for
remember
me to believe.
Mechanus,
It was
too.
the Mechanus episode, yeah.
Jeez.
So then I saw that out of all 16 of the Outer Planes of Existence, we've only covered 5.
But there's so much other stuff to
Dude,
talk
we have
about.
350 episodes.
We're just not doing planar stuff. Didn't we do a Planes Explained video on YouTube?
Yeah, but that was more of just how cosmology works. It wasn't actually getting into any particular plane.
I feel like no one knows about that either. That's a cool video.
Yeah, it's actually one of the lesser watched of our 5-minute videos. If you want to understand a quick 5-minute like excerpt on how planar stuff works in D&D, check out that video.
Yeah, we're 5-minute leaders in the community.
Absolutely.
Or at least when we made those, we were.
Yeah, that's true. So I thought to myself, like, how could this be?
Right.
I thought for sure we had done both a Limbo episode and an Acheron episode at the very least.
It's just like, what have you done? What have you done to all of us, Will?
Well, I felt like those got covered, but in truth, it only felt that way because we've covered so many topics around some of the other planes.
I was going to make that point,
Yeah.
as we've covered a lot of stuff inside of other episodes. But if you're like searching externally on our show,
You won't find it that way,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
So Slotty and the Gifts Arrive for Limbo, Goblins, Bugbears, Hobgoblins, and our infamous McGlubiette episode for the Acheron stuff. So I've decided that it's time to get these planes covered on the show, starting with one of the more pleasant ones,
Yay.
the Peaceful Kingdoms of Arcadia.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Do they have archways?
They do,
As they should.
as they should. But first, did you know that I was actually born in Arcadia?
Oh, like the city? Like
city
of California?
Of Arcadia, California, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Map makers, get out there, make yourself an Arcadia. Everybody's got one.
Everyone's got one.
That's why I put one in Super Quest Saga. I was like, we gotta have an Arcadia, right? There's Arcadia in my favorite Reploid based like 2D side scroller game, Mega Man.
Is there really?
Mega Man Zero for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Setting is Arcadia and the area surrounding it.
Well, the naming of the planet Arcadia in Super Quest Saga is also very fitting, just because a lot of the planets were named after like outer planes in that setting.
Oh, they do call it
really
Neo Arcadia too, and
Oh, really?
It's like a city born from the Great War.
Is that why you decided to name Arcadia because of that game?
Oh, a little bit,
specifically?
yeah.
For sure,
Also,
for
every
sure.
fantasy
I know-
has an Arcadia.
Because I know Echo, the character, was very Mega Man influenced.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, it
Cool
was.
beans. So although there is definitely a shared origin for both the name of the city that I was brought into this world in and the plane of existence of the same name from Dungeons and Dragons, that would be the heavenly realm of Arcadia from Greek mythology, as well as the actual region of Arcadia in Greece.
I was born in Pomona,
Cool.
which is another city in California.
It is. It totally is. Actually very near where we live now.
Yes, it is. When like the next city over. When are we gonna do an episode on the plain of Pomona?
The plane of Pomona. I don't know, man.
God, if you live out here and you heard me say that, oh my gosh,
That's
okay,
so
yeah.
funny.
It is its own plane of existence for reals.
It kind of is. So let's start with the real world mythos. The outer plane of Arcadia is based upon. So Arcadia is a region in central Peloponnese, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Peloponnese.
It takes its name from the mythological character of Arcas. Arcas was said to be a hunter who became king of Arcadia.
Okay.
He's given credit for having taught people the arts of weaving and baking bread and for spreading agriculture to Arcadia. The modern regional unit of Arcadia, the real one in today's world, more or less overlaps with this historical region, but is slightly larger.
Okay.
In Greek mythology, Arcadia refers to a vision of pastoralism and harmony with nature. It also refers to a mythical utopia that is the domain of Pan.
Okay.
This utopia is described as a virgin wilderness, home to the god of the forest and his court of dryads, nymphs, and other spirits of nature. It is a version of paradise, though only in the sense of being the abode of supernatural entities, not an afterlife for deceased mortals. Hermes, it is said, also makes his home here.
Okay. And randomly, Hermes lives here.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whether it was the mythological utopia or the actual mountainous topography and sparse population of pastoralists of the real world region, the word Arcadia came to develop into a poetic byword for an idyllic vision of unspoiled wilderness.
Okay.
So Arcadia is a poetic term associated with bountiful nature, splendor, and harmony. The concept also figures into Renaissance mythology. So, although commonly thought of as being in line with utopian ideals, Arcadia differs in that it is more often specifically regarded as this unattainable utopia.
Yeah.
Furthermore, it is seen as a lost, almost Edenic form of life, contrasting to the progressive nature of other utopian desires. Like when we think of like utopian societies and stuff.
Right. It's usually actually when they're brought up, there's some sort of dystopian thing going on, like within the layers.
Sure, that's a common trope for sure.
Yes,
for sure,
yeah.
absolutely. But back to D&D. The peaceable kingdoms of Arcadia is the outer plane representing alignments between lawful neutral and lawful good, and it is the place where the two alignments blend together.
Nice.
As such, it lies between the lawful good plane of Mount Celestia, or the Seven Heavens, and the lawful neutral plane of Mechanus, the clockwork Nirvana.
I remember Nirvana. That's where all of the Modrons live, right?
Yes, that's where the Modrons are
Little
from.
robot
And
people.
those two planes of existence is from D&D. We have episodes on.
Yes, yeah, I do remember the Seven Heavens and Mount Celestia.
So Arcadia is a peaceful harmony between law and good. It is noted for its tranquility and its strict discipline. Everything on Arcadia has its specified place and everything functions as is intended. Arcadia thrives with orchards of perfectly lined trees, ruler straight streams, orderly fields, perfect roads, and cities laid out in geometrically pleasing shapes with efficient roads and beautiful architecture.
Spectacular.
The mountains are unblemished by erosion. Everything on Arcadia works toward the common good in a flawless form of existence. Here, purity is eternal and nothing intrudes on harmony.
You will not find Ace Ventura there saying erosion. That means all the plants are doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that
No,
means
it's
that.
magic, huh? It's probably
yes,
magic.
It's definitely magic.
Yeah. Dang.
Night and day are determined by an orb that floats above Arcadia's highest peak, the orb of day and night. Half of the orb radiates sunlight and brings about the day, the other half sheds moonlight and brings on the starry night. The orb rotates evenly, without fail, spreading day and night across the entire plane. There is no dawn or twilight in Arcadia, only the sudden sharp change of day to night and night to day.
That's abrasive. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
I don't like that either because twilight and dawn are like my two favorite times of day.
I'm gonna make sure I'm inside when the switch happens.
Yeah,
'cause
I
my
agree.
poor
So you're
rods,
like,
my rods and cones.
My rods
please.
and cones. Not my rods.
Oh, not again.
The weather in Arcadia is governed by 4 allied demigods called the Storm Kings. The Cloud King, the Wind Queen, the Lightning King, and the Rain Queen.
Okay, sweet.
Each one lives in a castle surrounded by the type of weather that king or queen controls. The weather on Arcadia is always pleasant, and seasons are of exactly equal length, which, like the days, change abruptly when it is time.
How interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So as with other outer planes, Arcadia is spatially infinite, but it also consists of 2 sublayers, which are also spatially infinite. Abelio, and I tried to figure out how this is pronounced.
Buxanus.
God damn it. I'm going to go with what I settled on. Buzinus.
No,
Like, what do you even know?
I'm Asmodeus's advocate.
Okay, yes,
I
you
have
are.
to pronounce everything the other way just in case, because it doesn't matter.
Sure.
At least that way we set them both.
Okay, fine.
And if I can think of a third one, I'll fucking say that too.
So for the rest of this episode, I'm going with Abelio and Buzinus.
And I'm going with Buck's anus.
You do what you gotta do.
Okay.
There was once long ago a third layer by the name of Namausis. This layer was lost and pulled in by neighboring outer plane Mechanus. We will go into that story later this episode.
Do you think it should sound more like Nemesis?
No, I mean that U's in there. So
Namausis.
And Nemesis doesn't make sense for a lawful good plane of existence.
Namausis.
I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Okay.
There is an optional rule that DMs can implement for 5e D&D. You can find it in the DMG. It's called planar vitality. So while on this plane of existence, creatures cannot be frightened or poisoned, and they are immune to disease and poison while here.
That's pretty cool. Poison gets even worse than it already is.
It's super gimped in this game, that's for sure.
How much like leveling do you need to do to get a party to this plane? Like, is it like that, or is it?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I think what's kind of cool about the good outer planes is you don't have to worry too much about killing them, because there shouldn't really be anything here trying to kill them.
Right, unless they're the ones that are evil.
Yeah, that's true. In that case, okay, if we're doing an evil campaign where they're trying to, like, I don't know, undermine Arcadia and take it down from the inside.
Or even just like a neutral campaign, but they have to go there for some reason. And, like, you're
Yeah.
on the verge of being smoten, my friend.
Yeah, if we're talking, like, in a hostile situation of any kind, like, it's very high-level stuff.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the things here are going to be, like, angels and celestials, and there'll be modrons here and stuff, too. So a wide variety, but it's going to be higher-level stuff for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so Arcadia is home to quite the eclectic group of lawful and good peoples and creatures. Hidden below Arcadia's beautiful mountains are numerous dwarven kingdoms that have withstood the passage of millennia. Dwarves born on this plane have the celestial type and are always brave and kind-hearted, but otherwise they look and behave like normal dwarves.
Okay.
Many woodland creatures roam the mountains, hills, forests, and fields of Arcadia. They resemble prime material creatures except for their coloring, which is metallic, and their eyes, which are white without iris or pupil.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
really fucking cool.
examples include copper-colored rabbits, golden foxes, and sheep with silver wool.
That's so awesome.
It's pretty neat, yeah. Organized. Oh yeah, here's an interesting one. Organized. Oh no, we're not there yet. Sorry. Organized hive-dwelling insects such as ants, bees, and wasps are also found on this plane. None of the animals can speak, but all are peaceful in nature and native to the outer plane, so are unaffected by magics that usually work on prime material creatures. You know, like, I don't know, summon beasts or.
Yeah.
I know
Things
there's
like
other
that.
ones. Yeah, even speak with beasts might not really work with
But
them.
like a fairy fire spell would probably work on them.
Yeah, I don't see
Something
why
like that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's not what
It's
it
just
means. All right.
if I think the idea here is if it's specific to beasts, it's not going to work because these are technically celestial type.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. In addition, their eyes allow them to see through any illusion, and the more intelligent animals can be trained into superb watch beasts.
Nice. I like that.
The primary inhabitants of Arcadia are the numerous angelic races such as Devas, Planetars, and Solars, as well as the spirit legions formed from the souls of good and lawful warriors, much like their evil counterparts in Acheron. As these souls advance in knowledge and wisdom during their afterlife, their physical forms appear to grow older and they move deep to deeper planes. The oldest once dwelled in the third layer of Namausis, but the loss of that layer has upset the path of spiritual progression that they once tread.
Okay.
We're-
Damn. So they're just like, I guess I just gotta walk to where the
Guess
cave
I'm stuck on
collapsed.
Buck's anus.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm at the very end of Buck's anus and I can't get out.
Yeah, we're going to get into how Namausis was lost because it's actually very interesting.
Cave mouth collapsed. I just can't get my arms in there.
Yeah.
Pull it open.
Arcadia is all okay. This is the part that I thought we were getting to earlier, but now we're here. Arcadia is also the origin place of the ant-like beings of law known as Formians.
Okay.
The Formians of Arcadia are more peaceful and less expansionist than those that dwell in Mechanus. Other sentient creatures that dwell in Arcadia include holophants, foo creatures, which are like these weird, like, cat man stuff. I think they're taken from like different like ancient Asian culture, like folklore stuff.
Okay.
Kirin and monastic rhinoceros like humanoids called the Wreck.
The wreck. You're gonna fucking wreck your shop.
Yeah. So some deities that dwell here include Azuth, the High One, patron of magic users, Clangadin Silverbeard, the dwarven father of battle, who commands an impenetrable fortress carved out of a mountain located near the peak that holds the sphere of day and night. Horus, Re, Isis, and Osiris share a realm called the Heliopolis on the second layer. Buzinus.
Buxanus.
Savras, the all-seeing deity of wizards, divination, fate, and truth, resides in the caverns called the Eye of Buzinus.
The Eye of Buxanus?
No, not the Eye of Buzinus.
The dreaded Cyclops.
Oh, God. Travel between the two layers of Abelio and Buzinus is possible via numerous portals present on both layers, as well as other magical means, such as spells. I think it's time for a short rest.
Wait, I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Go ahead. Yes,
okay.
please.
We'll do a fuck, marry, kill on Azuth the High One, Clangeddon Silverbeard, and
Savras the All-Seeing.
Yeah, and that one.
I'd marry Azuth because he's the only one I'm familiar enough with, and he seems pretty cool from the books I've read with him in it.
Okay.
I'd rock Silverbeard. Yeah,
Okay,
I'd rock
okay.
Silverbeard, and yeah, I'll kill the All-Seeing because I don't like his eye.
I don't like that. That's intrusive, and that guy doesn't
absolutely.
have boundaries, right?
No, absolutely.
So, yeah. I think I would definitely. I'm gonna flip the other ones. Though I'm gonna marry Clangeddon Silverbeard.
I don't know if marrying Clangeddon's a great idea.
They'll keep me safe.
They will
command
keep
an
you safe.
impenetrable fortress.
They do.
They've got a sick house.
They got
in
a
the
sick
rocks.
house, yeah.
And then Azuth, the High One, like, come on, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna do drugs and have sex.
Absolutely. Let's take
All
a
right,
short
short
rest.
rest.
Jesus Christ.
We've returned.
Indeed, we have.
We're back.
Indeed,
and
we are.
We're getting curvy, Arcadian style. I don't know. What do I say about this place? It sounds dope.
It's anything but curvy, quite frankly.
What are the HOA fees like here? Are they
Like
insane?
astronomical. Absolutely.
Hey, good, nice, astronomical.
Yes.
Outerworldly. Very good. Good stuff here on the Dungeoncast. We found it.
We
Just
did.
had to dig off the top layer.
We did.
Well, we want to talk about any promotion stuff here. This is normally where we do it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we could talk about the pre-orders are open for Star Seeker's Guide to Dragonstar.
That's true.
We can talk about that, which
If you
is a
missed
book
our-
that we're writing.
Yeah, if you missed our Kickstarter where we launched the whole shebang out, and that was fun, and it got backed, and you were like, "Oh, but I want one." Oh, stupid Kickstarter. Well, guess what?
Now you can.
This is your chance.
Pre-orders are open.
Don't hesitate. What is that down there, Will? Do you see it?
It's a link.
Oh shit!
It says Drakenstar.com.
I was confused because it wasn't holding the Master Sword.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, this one doesn't do that.
I'd be even deeper in Tears of the Kingdom than I am if I could be.
You
But
beat
the
it, I take it, yeah.
Limited time. I would be all the way up to my neck in it, but right now I'm in my thighs deep.
You're thigh deep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not that link. It's a link to Star Seeker's Guide to Drakenstar.
Indeed.
A very cool book that is being created, garnered from our minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a 5th edition science fiction slash space opera setting. It's going to have new class options, new species, a species builder, also magic items, an entire equipment system that's been revamped. It's got just a ton of stuff. I mean, at this point, we're looking at a 250 to 300 page book. I've been working extremely hard on it, and I am extremely proud of what we've done so far, and I cannot wait to get it in your guys' hands. So if you guys are interested and you want to support, please go ahead and pre-order it, because the money that we are raising from the pre-orders is going into more art, and most importantly, an adventure module that I really want to add to the book. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I want to plug right now.
All of your support counts for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Next episode, we're going to do a patron voted episode. So if you want to get it on voting for that, you can also support us at patreon.com/thedungeoncast. And like we said, every dollar of your contributions goes a long way towards our creative endeavors and our personal lives. So thank you guys so much. Let's get into the rest of this, Will. Tell me more. Tell me more about Arcadia.
So let's actually go through this plane of existence layer by layer, starting with Abelio, the first layer of Arcadia. It is mostly a flat layer. but does contain mountains and hills at various points. There are numerous large forests, lakes, streams, and fields. It is a well-ordered place with well-tended crops, orchards, and cities all laid out in regular geometric shapes. Properly shaped and arranged flower beds of every color are always in bloom and never need a gardener, nourished by gentle rains.
God, the symmetry in this place is probably insane.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
The trees of Abelio grow in straight orchard rows or tidy forests. They have bark of iron, copper, silver, or gold, depending on the type of tree.
I fucking love this place.
The leaves resemble those of prime material plane trees, but are colored dark green to fire red and never fall to the ground. Each type of tree constantly produces a particular fruit, which has magical properties like a potion when consumed.
What?
I could not find specifics, but I would love a chart that's like, apple trees produce these apples that are like a potion of healing, but the peaches are like elixirs of life, and like this one's like a potion of giant strength. Like I would love that table to exist.
Yes, that would be a lot of fun.
Couldn't find it anywhere.
I mean, you could make it pretty easily.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely you could.
You just started it, too.
I really
You just a
did.
bunch.
I absolutely did.
Yeah.
It is a perfectly harmonious ecosystem where even wild beasts contribute to the common good of all.
Thank you, wild beasts. Damn, what does a wild beast got to do to contribute? Like not shit on the sidewalk?
I was thinking about that myself too, but that's a good one.
Yeah,
Don't
I
shit
think
on the
actually it's like
sidewalk,
if I
yeah.
shit on the sidewalk, someone might step in it and then track shit into their house. My neon colored shit would like get all over their stuff and they'd get pink eye.
Yeah,
No,
so
not
definitely
gonna
not do that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna shit in the woods.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Rainbow Bear.
The main trade post of Abelio is the district of Mercantis, the portion of the city of Mandible, a hive city of the Formians that is above ground.
Okay.
It welcomes traders and travelers to its markets and inns. Another notable location on the layer, or other notable locations on the layer, are Marduk, the divine realm of the Untheric deity Marduk.
I like Marduk. Do you like Marduk?
Yeah, Marduk rocks. Yeah, sure. Marduk, the divine realm of the Untheric deity Marduk, a dry and arid land. It still allows trees to grow and streams to flow. It is inhabited by a peaceful and mostly complacent population. Perhaps the most notable location is Mount Clangeddon, the divine realm of Clangeddon Silverbeard. It is a perfectly conical mountain that rises about 30,000 feet.
Or I was thinking, sorry, I'm gonna break away. I was staring at Clangeddon and probably thinking it was Clangeddon.
I think it's Clangeddon.
No, I think it's Clangeddon
Why? Why do you think that?
because I'm Asthma's advocate.
I swear to God.
We don't have devils. Oh, I guess we do have devils
Either
here.
way, Mount Clangeddon.
9,100 meters.
Thank you. At its cloudy and stormy peak, whose interior has been expertly and luxuriously carved and decorated, visitors are welcome in its halls, in particular for the purpose of ordering weapons from the expert smiths that work in the mountain's forges.
Okay. I wonder if there's like a bet out there on when I'm gonna miss like the conversion.
Yeah.
Speak like sometimes I don't hit it right away, and
You
you like
don't.
stare at me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fun too, though.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
usually
think it
thinking
is.
about something important.
Yeah. I always like, if I pause long enough, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I like that. Thank you.
In appearance, there are very few differences between Buzinus and Abelio. Similar pristine landscapes stretching on endlessly, but this layer hosts a more militaristic feel, with large numbers of Arcadian forces congregating in anticipation for future battles with the neighboring plain of Mechanus.
Oh wow. Okay.
This highly organized war camp, training site, and mustering ground for armies is bent on reconquering Namausis, the lost third layer of Arcadia.
That's cool. So there's probably, if there are Modrons here, they're fucking treasonous assholes.
I mean,
They're fucking traitors.
that are prisoners of war, but yeah,
oh,
sure.
Damn. They're
Sure,
just letting their
absolutely.
prisoners of war chill. Like,
We're going to get into prisoners of war because you're going to
No
see
way.
there's some bad shit happening here.
absolutely. I
So-
knew there would be.
The war effort is led by the Harmonium, a particularly militant sect of Arcadian forces and a faction involved with the city of Sigil as the keepers of law. And yes, I know it's Sigil. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling it Sigil. As the keepers of the law. So I don't know if you remember in the Sigil episode how we talked about there's all these different factions.
Yeah.
Well, these factions are actually very involved with the planes of existences.
Right. Because that's like Sigil's like a hubway for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sigil.
And we haven't really gotten too into it because the main planes of existences that we've covered on this show are already very strongly, how how do I say this? So we've covered like the Nine Hells and the Abyss, Mount Celestia, and Mechanus, right? All of those are very firmly under the control of the powers that be in those planes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when we were doing all the lore on them, these factions didn't really come up. These factions are going to start coming up now, starting with the Harmonium.
Got it. Okay.
So they have their headquarters in the city of Melodia on Buzinus. They are zealously devoted to bringing Namausis back to Arcadia, though the secret reason behind their zeal would be absolutely outrageous to both those in and outside the organization if they knew.
Oh shit! Some Illuminati stuff.
It's just some like a little conspiracy stuff. It's like hiding. They have a secret.
Some folks up at the top don't want to let the cat out of the
Yeah,
bag.
yeah, exactly,
Boy.
exactly. So besides mustering forces to recover Namausis from Mechanus, the Harmonium's secondary goal is to convert creatures of chaotic tendencies into their vision of the harmonious nature of the plane itself. By doing so forcefully, the Harmonium's success rate is very low, to the point that many of the captured creatures die.
Okay. What the fuck?
We're going to get into this a little bit more, but first, let's finish with the Buzinus lore.
Okay. Yeah.
So, fewer godly realms exist on Buzinus than Abelio, but among them are Azuth, realm of Azuth, a cavern whose entrance is hidden on the side of a hill, opening into a descending stairway that leads down to a series of chambers filled with marvels. The Eye, realm of Savras. It's really called the Eye of Buzinus, and we know that. Heliopolis, shared realm of Horus Ray, Isis, Osiris, and Ra. It is a triangle-shaped realm divided into thirds, each controlled by Isis, Osiris, and Ra. Horus wanders between the realms, does not hold a territory of his own. The Hand of Peace, realm of the mongrel folk deity, Meridiar. Now, we haven't talked about the mongrel folk, and I don't know very much about them, but will they get an episode one day? Maybe.
Maybe. Meriadar.
Meriadar.
Yeah. Okay.
Meriadar. Yeah.
Cool.
So now we come to Namausis, the former third layer of Arcadia before it was absorbed into Mechanus.
Yeah.
Namausis has rich forests and verdant fields, all perfectly organized and aligned. No cities exist in the realm, but Modron fortresses and abandoned training camps can be found scattered in the otherwise pristine landscape. The realm can still be reached by gates from Buzinus, but access through those gates is extremely restricted by the Harmonium.
Okay.
Officially, the faction does not want to worsen the situation of the former layer's separation from Arcadia. Moreover, Namausis is the site of the faction's most bitter defeat, which is sufficient reason for the Harmonium to want to keep it as secret as possible.
Okay.
Before its separation, Namausis was said to be the most beautiful of the three layers of Arcadia. Namausis has at this point been separated from Arcadia for millennia. The reason for the separation is most often attributed to a large expansion of its Formian inhabitants and their ruthless adherence to law. However, the truth is that the real reason for its separation are the training camps kept by the Harmonium. Designed to forcefully convert creatures to chaotic tendencies to their harmonious views of the universe, the Harmonium camps foul the good nature of the layer and push it further towards neutrality. And in turn, the process pushed Namausis into the plane of Mechanus.
Oh, so they're just like evilifying it a little bit to
Exactly.
make it center?
They're de-goodifying
I'm
it,
just
which is causing it to drift away because it's no longer attached to
they're
good.
Pulling the color out of it. They're not adding. They're not adding in like an additional evil spice. That's not really what they do.
Although it could lean there if they don't stop. Like they're
Right.
killing things against their will.
That's
you know what
fair.
I mean?
Okay.
This process is actually continuing to happen in Buzinus, where the Harmonium continues their chaos conversion camps. And like with Namausis, the persistent harmful effect of the training camp slowly permeates into the plane itself, gradually shifting its identity towards neutrality. Unwittingly, the Harmonium's efforts are helping to destroy the second layer of the plane instead of recovering the already lost third layer. When Namausis first separated, the imprisoned chaotic creatures on it broke free, also mingling their natures into the plane. For that reason, Namausis retains a level of disorganization and recklessness unlike the rest of Mechanus.
Okay.
So this place is a mess.
Yeah. It's just like a war-torn, like wrecked area. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's
It's
caught between two planes of existence. Honestly, all the chaos creatures running rampant have probably slowed the process down because all that chaos is probably pulling it away from law.
Right. It's all like really energy reactive. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The realm is constantly invaded by the Harmonium in attempts to reclaim it for Arcadia. However, those attempts are often contaminated by selfishness and evil, which means that there is little to no chance that it will ever come back to Arcadia. At this point, the layer has become so ingrained in Mechanus that it is often difficult to distinguish it from the rest of the plane.
Ooh, okay.
There are still petitioners from Arcadia and Namausis, driven by the chaos inserted into the realm and the hatred for its controlling factions. They dwell underground in warrens that are deep enough to reach the very cogs of the plane.
Cool. All right.
So that's the basics of Arcadia, man. What are your thoughts here?
That's a crazy, like, you walk in there and it's all pretty and pristine and beautiful, and then you know about this dark history.
Yeah, then you go a little deeper and you find out there's some shit going on here.
Yeah, it's like Pleasantville or whatever, right? It's not all posies and shit on the surface.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's implied that like what's going on really is a secret, because like if the angels and whatnot knew that the Harmonium was really causing all this, they'd kick them the fuck out in a heartbeat.
Right.
I don't think the Harmonium. I mean, maybe I don't know that much about the Harmonium. I mean, I really don't, and maybe they are a very, very powerful faction. But like, I would imagine that like the Solars and Devas and Planetars could kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, because isn't keeping the secret like a very wholly neutral idea?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's evil because like they are doing it for their own gain, which like a lot of people would agree that you could translate evil to really like selfishness, while you could translate good in D&D to altruism.
Yeah.
And like the reason that they're keeping it hidden is because they're fucking embarrassed, and
Yeah,
like,
it is selfishly
yeah,
motivated.
it's very selfishly motivated.
They have something to gain from it.
Exactly.
By keeping the secret, so that's what makes it neutral.
And also they are harming others by keeping the secret.
That's
so
fair,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, how would you integrate Arcadia into your D&D game if you had to?
Yeah, I was looking at that written down there and thinking about it in these last few paragraphs, like, oh shit, I'm going to have a prompt coming up. No, I think the answer is up here with Sigil.
Yeah.
That's your in, right?
I think that's an in for sure. That's definitely an in. And yeah, I think the obvious conflict here is like coming down, like getting down to the truth of what's going on with the Harmonium. You're probably going to run up against Modron and neutral forces. Maybe some good forces that think you're up to no good. They don't understand the actual truth of the situation. You might run up against them. But in the end, I think the Harmonium ends up being like the real antagonist of this part of your campaign. It doesn't have to be, but that's, I think, the very obvious route with the lore we have.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to give somebody in Sigil agency to give you like a quest, to go into Namausis and find like some sort of artifact or relic that was lost there in the battle.
Oh yeah, there we go. I like that.
And then so it would give you a lot to do. You would go into the plane. You'd have to like integrate. You'd have to sneak to, fucking. Buxanus. What is it?
Buzinus.
Buxanus. Yeah, that's what it was. And then you'd have to sneak into one of those holes in Buxanus, and
No.
yeah, you would, because there's only a couple, right? And if they're guarded by the Harmonium and they're in Sigil, right, they can give you access. It's like, okay, you guys have this. We can't be seen. You mortals that are like badass or whatever, like this, I'm thinking level 7 and up for this.
I mean, yeah, I would think level 10 and up, but yeah. Sure.
So you guys are awesome. I'm gonna send you in on like a fake mission. You execute that, and then in the meantime, you go do this thing, right? And go collect this item, and you can have all kinds of cool fights and adventures in there. Like
yeah,
fighting
absolutely.
Modrons and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you got to keep it low key enough to get back in time.
There's also the underground dwellers on Namausis that don't have any love for the Modrons or the Harmonium, and there's all these chaos creatures about. That's another thing. It's like you could literally have demons and shit here because they got loose when they lost the lair. You know, they were trying to convert demons to law, or good or whatever.
So lots of cool little toys to play with up there.
I think there's a lot here for that.
A few different routes you could possibly take that you can plot out. You know, maybe one way in, and then you force them one way, a different way back.
Yeah,
because the way they came is blocked because they were spotted or something like that. Yeah, that's a fun. How many sessions would this take? Probably like at least a few.
I mean, I think you could get a whole campaign out of it if you wanted to.
A whole campaign, yeah.
Oh,
I guess you could.
Yeah, you really, because like we're talking about like saving a plane of existence, right? So like if you turned a whole campaign into this, I think the end goal is like we rebalance the plane of existence. Namausis gets back to Arcadia. The Harmonium is driven out, and maybe like they go dark and they like turn lawful evil instead of the lawful good they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
you know?
I was thinking about my OG. The first idea we came up with: go fish something out of there.
Oh yeah, that's a few sections,
a handful, but you could do what you were saying and make this a whole campaign based around like that concept there.
Yeah,
I think it was a little. I was between both ideas for a second because I wasn't sure what we were talking about, and I thought maybe you were saying like that these mortals could go find this thing and then like accidentally do all this other shit. In the meantime.
I mean, yeah,
like,
sure, you could
tumble into that.
That's true. All right. Well, with that being said, I think we can get ready for a long rest.
Okay. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Long Rest, where we don't have a homeowners association fee, but we do have a subscription package on our Patreon.
We do.
Yeah. So, like, if you guys want to go there and check that out and get these episodes early and ad-free, you can. We've been campaigning about our YouTube subscriber count going up to the 50K, and we're getting closer. We hit the 48K mark, so it's moving and grooving. It's going to take a little bit to get to the 50K mark, but when it does, oh baby, when it does, get ready. Are you sitting down? Sit down. Baldur's Gate 3. Shit, they weren't sitting. I heard them fall. God damn it. You can get a copy of Baldur's Gate 3 from us. We're going to randomly select somebody from the YouTube comment section. You must subscribe to our channel, like a video or something, right?
Like and leave a comment.
Obviously leave that comment. So thank you guys for doing that. Any comment will do. Say, I want Baldur's Gate 3. It's not going to matter in terms of like the randomization at which we are going to execute this plot. And but somebody out there is going to get a Baldur's Gate 3 copy for whatever console or system you have. We will talk to you about that and send it out when we hit 50K. And to sort of promote that, we're going to read some YouTube comments. We're also going to read some Apple Podcast reviews because thank you guys so much for leaving them. They've been glowing and wonderful, and we love to see them, and they really do help visibility for the show. Let's start with those actually, because you've got them up, right?
I do have them up.
Do you want to read some
Yeah,
reviews?
I got 3 newer reviews here. I'm going to start with my favorite one. Crit hits my nerd boner.
Yes.
This is from
it does.
This is from Bub_117. Crit hits my nerd boner. Love this show. You can tell it is from a place of love and passion. Keep them coming.
He's right. We say those things not as often these days as we did before. There was like a counter for how many times I've said I love people, and I love you guys.
There is.
It makes me happy that we make something that people like.
Indeed.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Next one comes from Jack Stew Tunes. TTRPG podcast that isn't an actual play. I love a good actual play podcast, but keeping up with 1,000 stories gets exhausting after a while, so I am grateful these guys exist. A perfect way to get all the TTRPG fixes I want in with fun, informative, and exciting episodes.
Hell yeah, and we do have rests baked into the show.
We
so
do.
You can, like, chill out.
We definitely do.
We're not trying to like overstress it.
Next up, we have a wonderful review from Dragol Money Sign.
Hey, yo.
Wonderful is the title of this review. Ooh. This is an absolutely perfect podcast for all TTRPG fans. This show has given me so many ideas and inspirations for my own campaigns as a dungeon master. I'm not great at writing, but what I am trying to say is watch this.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Dragol Money Sign.
I love the unexpected, like how often we hear that we've inspired somebody to do something cool with our ideas and stuff like that, or like just talking about this stuff and having ideas birth themselves in their heads. That's fucking awesome.
That's cool shit.
You know, we got inspired to make this show by other shows, and
that's very true.
Talking to me about goblins.
It's so true.
It's like, you know about goblins, right?
Yeah,
what about D&D?
Let me tell you about goblins, though.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones. You're like, you know about D&D goblins, though? I was like, what do you mean, like Lord of the Rings?
Like, no.
Kinda. So those comments came in, and our reviews from iTunes came in. Thank you guys so much for doing that. It is a big help in terms of like visibility and stuff, and like making us feel good about it, doing it.
Indeed.
I'm going to read some YouTube comments. I remember particularly enjoying the ones from the Umber Hulks episode, so I'm going to read them from there. Let's see. Okay, this one's from X Agent X3X. I listened to this on Spotify while I was at work last week on Friday night. My DM pulls out not one but two of these assholes with a bunch of smaller enemies. Didn't think we were gonna make it out alive. That's funny.
Yeah, no, they're no joke. Umber Hulks are no joke. So
J Paradise 1000 says, I totally forgot about these. I used to throw these at my players all the time in advanced. They were much weaker and came in groups. Thanks for the memories, guys. Hey, you're welcome, J Paradise
Very welcome.
1000. There's Jordan Harrison 249. Oh, I'm actually gonna like and heart this J Paradise 1000 comment because we hadn't done that yet. They tell us interaction is important, and we do like and heart the posts that we like and heart. I love these guys. Oh, Jordan Harrison 249 says, "Oh, I love these guys. I have a Path of the Beast / Sfurfneblin at my table right now.
it's a deep gnome.
Oh,
Yes,
And
Sfurfneblin, by the way.
oh my God, what the hell? And his transformations are based off the Umber Hulk.
Oh, that's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fucking
fucking
badass.
awesome.
Yeah.
SCT1322 says, always love the outtakes at the very end. They haven't been very common. So here's what happens when we have an outtake. It's because we fucked up the intro typically, and
That's usually when and where it happens.
in a funny way.
Yeah.
And I fucked up the intro on this one by getting like phlegm in my throat, but I'm not going to include that
Because it
as
wasn't
a
funny.
blooper because it wasn't funny at all. We just like, hey, can I do that one again?
Yep.
And Will was like, yep. And then we moved on. And so I'm just going to cut that bit out. But when they're funny, I put them at the end. And we've gotten so fucking good at it. Like we
It
rarely
doesn't happen
drop
often.
it.
Yeah,
we rarely drop it.
flub anymore.
Yeah.
It only took 344 episodes.
My Evil Plans says giant antlion, basically. I brought up antlions in a recording that we were doing for Unhollowed recently, too. Antlions like make this, I think it's a cone shape in the sand and hide under it, and stuff falls in, and then it like comes out with these big pincers and like eats that shit.
Oh, antlion. I thought you were
Antlions.
saying antlines. I was like, what is an antline?
Oh, antlions. And then you...
No, antlions.
it's a-
Yeah, gotcha.
Ant Death Circle. They just mosh pit until they all die.
Yeah,
Those
seriously.
are badass. My Evil Plan says also, in my Greyhawk campaign, I put the origins of monstrosities, aberrations, dragonborn, tieflings to the twin cataclysms when the Suluese and the Baklunish empires wiped each other out and took their knowledge with them. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's go down a little bit. I can't read all of these, so thank you guys for people who commented. Magic Morning Brew says, love the show. Put my name in for the March to 50K contest. Hell yeah, it's in there, Magic Morning Brew.
Indeed
Fuck
it is.
yes. And then, yeah, that's right. This one from Alvaro Ramirez 2506. My brain tried to do something weird there. Says, wait, Will got a face tattoo?
Yeah, I was still wearing the lick on
You're
tattoos.
fresh on from your son's birthday,
from my son's
right?
birthday. Yeah, it was space themed, so it was like a planet on my face that day.
And then Dakota 6778 chimes in and says, literally what I was thinking. And then you said, because this wasn't me, it was a leftover stick on my tattoo.
Oh.
A leftover stick on tattoo for my son's birthday party the day before.
Yeah,
It looked badass. It was Saturn.
it was like a Saturn. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily. It was like just Saturn-esque, right?
Yeah, it was
a ringed planet.
A ringed
of some
planet
kind.
of some kind. Yeah.
Gray Fox Gaming says, no, I'm gonna skip what you said, Gray Fox. My bad. I should pre-screen these at least a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Joshua Jennings 7113 says, this episode makes me want Kool-Aid, as it should.
Oh yeah.
An adventure in the Underdark with Kool-Aid. That's what I'm gonna do when I'm gonna use the Umber Hulk. I made Kool-Aid, guys. It's gonna be a great game tonight. Do not spill this stuff on my table. Noid 1978 says, the image of the Incredible Hulk grinding through the Underdark is funny. I agree. It is
Indeed,
funny.
it is.
And For the Horde says, love the content. The more content, the better. LOL, I'm hungover. Because Will was hungover for that episode for his kid's birthday.
I was.
I mean, and we talked about, I guess we'll just bring it up because when Will was hungover that day, I tried to encourage him by saying, don't worry, Will, I've been hungover for many a Dungeoncast, and no one has ever said anything about it.
It is very true.
There are episodes where I am very tired, and that it might come up here and there. I believe.
Well, we have a tendency to record on Sundays, and parties have a tendency to happen on Saturday nights.
Yes, and then we switched it to Friday or to Saturdays because it gives me an extra day for post, and I play D&D with coworkers
on Friday
and
nights.
It happens to line up with our recording schedule right now. So yes, sometimes I would get a little tipsy because I want the Dungeon Master juices to flow.
For sure.
And yeah. I'll read a couple more and then we'll move on.
All right.
Spaghetti Bob 5790 says, surprised Brian didn't do an Australian accent for Umber Hulks because they come from the land down Umber. And Umber was this is a good comment. This is a good comment.
It is a good comment.
And it's got 4 likes.
Good. It deserves
which is above average for like a random comment on our page.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Maybe. I don't know. This is a small sample size of a recent episode, so who knows? But
that's also
it's more than the surrounding comments, surely. And this is a good comment, and it deserves it. Oh yeah, we talked about a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, we do that. Welcome to the Dungeoncast.
Yeah, humanoids taste like pigs do. In real life, humans are similar to pork.
Oh, because in that episode, I was commenting about how many monsters are out there that seem to really love the flesh of humanoids.
Yeah,
and I was like, we must taste delicious.
Did I say something about how pig flesh is like this most similar to human flesh?
I don't think you did, but I think this commenter did.
This commenter did, but this is like Anthony Bourdain said it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's a fact of some sort that is known by some people.
Anthony Bourdain is like fucking cool.
Yes.
He's the coolest.
Yes, yes.
I'll read one more from the Mario sack. I love these dudes. Very scary. Also fun when people got to avert their eyes and get disadvantage. Throwing one in with a group of ads can really mess up a party up. Mess a party up. I think this is a me problem, not the comments problem. I'm not reading it well.
But you know, a group of ads is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I saw an extra one I gotta read. Dexter Powers says Dexter Powers 8119 says, "Oh yeah."
Thank you, Dexter Powers 8119.
Okay, I saw another good one. Vampires and Stuff says, "I take Umber edge with this monster." Oh, and then I saw another one. Jordan Warren 8589 says Demogorgon chose right by sending these two to inform us of all things TTRPGs.
Oh, well, thank you.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
Shout out to Demogorgon.
All right, there you go.
All right, what else we got, Brian?
Shit. Never mind. No, you're good.
What else we got, Brian?
We talked about Patreon. We
did.
about the social media landscape is like
tumultuous,
crumbling beneath it, underneath the land it was built on. I guess is
to
crumbling.
a certain degree.
Yeah, and people are falling through the cracks into new stuff.
Indeed.
So we're trying to follow it. We're not like super good at social media. Like we don't have the greatest track record, but we're trying really hard.
Indeed.
We're trying so hard. I don't know, man. Fucking follow us on Mastodon. Like, what am I supposed to say here now? Twitter's dying.
I mean, we're still on Twitter.
It's dying though. It's in my arms, just like failing all its death saves. Fuck Elon.
We also have Mastodon.
Yeah, we got a Mastodon. What are we talking about
here?
The
Fediverse is taking over. Moving on.
Will's diving into the Fediverse. I started my own fucking Threads account today.
I don't like that one. We don't have to talk about that one.
It's literally the day after Threads dropped, like when we were recording this. I started one on Sound Good Inc., which is my Instagram and now Threads account. I guess I'm gonna tweet again. I never really did it, but like, what the fuck am I supposed to put on? That's the thing about me and social media is like I love my turtle very much.
Yeah,
she's growing. She's doing all kinds of stuff out
there.
She's
foraging.
Yeah.
She's excavating and building her home.
I'm planting stuff for her like last weekend. I'm trying to get my hands on some Timothy hay because they like it, I guess. Like I'm making videos about my turtle here and there and it's cool, but like what the fuck am I supposed to put on social media? Like what the fuck am I supposed to like? I'm already doing content for the show, right? Like, can you guys tell me what you would want to see on me do on social media?
That's
like,
an interesting
I
question.
do music, but like, should I put it there? And like, I can't do anything consistently right now except for this show. Like, that's pretty much it. And go to work because god damn it. But like, you know, like, what am I supposed? Just tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want. I'll fucking try to do it.
If you guys really want to get a hold of us on social media, join our Discord.
Yeah,
that's the
chat with
best
you there.
place. That place rocks.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic community of people who are fans of this show and fans of D&D and TTRPGs. The conversations are always great. You guys can reach out to us. We usually respond. Admins and mods there are fantastic. It's a really great community.
They got rules about over tagging us though, and
yeah,
I appreciate
but that never really happens. I don't think people
Might
are
be the
pretty
rules.
cordial. Yeah,
Might be the
yeah,
rules.
the rules are probably a part of that for sure.
I've seen
That
someone
being
get a
said-
wrist slapping for it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
hey, what the hell are you doing tagging cast and crew right now?
Oh really? I didn't catch that one. Well,
mean,
anyways,
like-
it's a wonderful community. Check
Yeah,
it out.
It is cool.
Links in the description.
the rules-
That's
hey.
my favorite social media place.
I want to be clear. The rules are good.
Yeah, the rules
The
are
rules
excellent.
are good there,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I fully
Yeah.
support them.
100%.
Okay, as long as that's
All
fair.
right.
Yeah, you can check us out on all that shit. We're doing patron episode next, patron voted episode, so we're gonna do shout outs there. And we missed something. There's Baldur's Gate 3, but then we did Star Seekers already, huh?
We did, yeah. I think we
Is
can
there
call it a
something
game.
else?
No, I don't think so.
You tried to call it a game twice. Let's just call it a game.
Let's call it a game. We'll talk to you guys later.
The Dungeoncast.